Turch, and with me is my co-host, the CEO, the Spoon Man himself. It's Kieran. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, you better not call me the Spoon Man, because I think that title is already taken from Triple M. There used to be the late night show with the Spoon Man.
Oh, they did too. They did too. Oh, well, you're a Spoon Man for a different reason.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not going to call you this, or Spoonie. Spoonie was an internet celebrity for a while.
Right.
I can't call you that either. But you know, Spoon Man was a song by
Spoon
Soundgarden.
Man!
Yeah, that's right. You know, didn't Spoon Man always used to end his show with like a jazz song? Was that the same guy?
Oh, I don't know.
I can't even remember. I
don't know. I really actually enjoyed listening to him.
Yeah,
when
he was up to
when
it,
he
right?
was on the radio. Yeah.
What a week! I was on the Man Brain podcast.
Was that the podcast that I listened to?
Yeah, that was Freaky
right,
Freaks
cool.
Friday.
Because I didn't actually know what it was called.
Yeah,
I knew that Dave runs it.
Yeah, Dave's great.
Yeah.
Dave's great. We love Dave. You know, we got there because we were on No Talent Tuesday. That was us. And so, you know, we got on. I got on. You should go on.
I'll go on.
You should go on.
I'll go on.
He does that on 11 p.m. for us.
Australian time.
Well,
yeah.
us Victorians and New South Welshmen.
Oh, don't call them Welsh. That is just terrible.
Yeah. They does at 11 p.m., 10 o'clock for him because he's up in the lovely Gold Coast up there. So definitely check him out. He's on Twitch. He's on Facebook.
And then he's got an American dev.
Yeah, Dev's good as well.
He
So
does American things.
I've met him before, but we were just talking about a bunch of stuff. I can't believe how much Hey Hey It's Saturday came up.
Wow.
That's how I saw him do the whole thing with Hey Hey It's Saturday. Like the
Hey,
50th
It's Saturday is such a... the oldies that I was speaking to loved watching the reunion show because they're like, oh, remember that, that. And, you know, like we sort of didn't quite grow up with it. So we find it a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Like Daryl is just a weird person.
I just can't believe that because it was a children's show. And then they said, and that's why they had like Aussie Ostrich, which was like a puppet ostrich. And then they converted it to a variety show at 6:30 to 8:30 on a Saturday. So basically prime time, having dinner just before you go out Saturday night. And then they decided, let's keep the ostrich. You know, let's introduce more things like Pluck a Duck.
I love Pluck a Duck. Pluck a Duck is great.
Pluck a Duck, Dickie Knee. And I said it on their show as well. Jess reminded me that at one stage of the show, a lot of the show, they had a cartoonist who used to draw things, and then they would cut to the cartoonist and he would shake like the picture to emphasize things. I'm like, fucking hell, can you try and imagine run that show today?
Just trying to imagine explaining that to anyone else.
Well, it was
because America had, you know, Carson and David Letterman and Conan and Jay.
But they had produced bits.
And they had it was a very structured thing, 5 nights a week.
Yeah.
This was once a week, and it was just the fucking Wild West.
Just the Wild West. Didn't it go off the air not because it didn't get the ratings, but it was just so expensive to run?
Do you know, back when I was... Wilbur Wilde. You know Wilbur Wilde?
Yeah, the saxophonist.
Yeah, who then also became a radio DJ. Vega. Do you remember Vega FM?
Oh, yeah, for a while.
Yeah, well, I liked when Vega FM came over because I started listening to it and it was like, call in. And because they had such low numbers listening, I was calling in and winning the prizes for probably a good 3 weeks.
That's great.
Yeah.
So you got in early with the Vega. So you and Wilbur Wilde.
Anyway, he was one of the radio jock DJs. And then I was also a basketball referee at the time. And he played at like the Eltham Basketball Club.
Oh, really?
So I got to referee him.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. I can't imagine that man ever taking off his sunglasses.
Yeah, we had to for basketball.
That's fair.
He wasn't very fit. He didn't really run.
Yeah.
He just played defense.
My connection to Hey Hey It's Saturday was that the band director for Hey Hey It's Saturday, who ended up being the band director for like Dancing with the Stars, he was the band director out of the high school we went to. Oh, you went for a couple of years.
So he was the band director and then became a high school teacher?
Yes.
Why? Why would you go into high school?
Oh, I think he got paid a shit ton. Well, probably an easy job compared to...
The music teacher at a high school, apart from when you have to teach compulsory music lessons.
Yeah.
Right, because, you know, year 7 and 8, I remember having compulsory music.
Yeah.
And we all are not talented, and most of us don't want to be there.
Yeah.
But the majority of that job, you're teaching people or students that actually want to play instruments.
Yeah.
It's probably a very chill. I take it back. It's probably a very chilled, relaxed.
I'll tell you what, in the final years of my high schooling, when it was like, oh, you have to learn these scales and this and that for the exam, it was like, oh yeah, we know these. We're ready to go, man. Like, can we just play tunes and listen to cool stuff like that? It was a pretty fun experience. Kieran, I've got a couple of rants I've been building up over time. You know how it is. I like to build things up.
Look, rants happen.
And that's it. And then it's
I feel like this is very therapeutic for you, being able to rant.
Gets it out. Here we go. I've been trying to cut down the amount of carbohydrates that I eat because I'm trying to look a little bit good for the wedding coming up. Yeah,
next year.
Yeah. And I thought to myself, what I'll do is instead of eating 2 slices of bread to make a sandwich, I will convert to...
gluten-free.
No, convert to like wraps. Like those high protein.
Wrap. Don't underestimate the wraps. The wraps are very high.
They are, but there's a high protein, low carb wraps.
Okay, well that just sounds terrible and disgusting.
You know what? Yeah. Tastes better than regular wraps. I don't know how they do it.
Okay,
I'm into it, but and they do this with tortillas as well. Like when I used to make lots of Mexican food, I'm like, oh, I like a good soft tortilla, you know. And you open up the pack and like, oh, I'm going to do this. Put it in the fry pan just to get a little bit of crispiness on it. You know?
Same with the quesadillas.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then you open up the pack and you take out the wraps and then they're stuck together.
Yeah. Oh.
And then, you know what I mean? And then you peel one off and then
you get the ripping and then you get that. Yeah.
And it's like one, like right in the middle because it's stuck together right in the middle.
Right in the middle, of course.
That's where you put all your food, and that's the bit it loses its structural integrity like instantly.
One of them gets extra integrity, and the other one misses out on the integrity. Yeah,
the whole bunch. Yeah, and it's never even between. And it's like, how can you know what? It's not my fault because
maybe it is.
I bought it with the understanding that this has been sealed in a way to keep the freshness in and the moisture out, because that's the only way it can do that.
What, moisture?
Yeah, the moisture, because it'll be wet and then it sticks. So I put my faith in these companies to do the right thing. And most of the time it's not
Turch, this is why the socialists, want to manage production of everything. Well, so that this would never happen.
You know what? The person making...
If you're playing bingo,
yeah, I know.
There we go.
The person creating my tortilla now doesn't care. But the socialists will double not care. So I hate them, but I have to live with them, and I've been cutting down carbs even more. But here's another thing. I'm sure you feel the same way about this too. Web-based applications. Okay, at this, you're working at your job.
Yeah.
And you
look, I still don't know what Twitch is. Okay. And I know you've been telling us that we're going to get on Twitch.
It's just not the streaming platform, but it's okay. But, okay.
So I've got no hope with web-based applications.
That's okay. Well, but you probably use them for work.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you've got a work laptop. Yeah. And you log in. And then you think to yourself, oh, I've logged into my work laptop. Obviously, I'm me. And every program that I need should automatically
be on the laptop.
Log in.
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, you got to go to the internet.
We now need to do a two-factor authentication.
And then you've got a piece of software like, I don't know, like a reporting software or something on your computer. I was like, oh, okay, sure. Well, I've already logged into my computer. I won't need to re-log into the software because I've logged into my computer. And then you click on the software that you need and it says, please log in. It's like, wait a second. I've already done this.
You're already in.
I've got the financial software in my work and the procurement software and then like the process mapping software, but they're all on the, I have to click on Google Chrome and then go to the website and then log in. I'm like, what's the point of having a login? If someone was to log into my work laptop and then tried to open up any piece of software that I actually use on a daily basis, they wouldn't be able to get in because they would need a secondary password and I've got a book in this cupboard here that has all the passwords written down for my job because I need to remember multiple login details for different applications that include not only different passwords, but different usernames across the board because they can't be uniform. I'm like, computers used to be so great.
This is why I like Apple, because it just uses your Face ID.
See, I don't want to be my face on the computer. I don't want them in the future to be having a wank and my computer go, oh, well...
You're not going to have a wank on your work laptop.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Because they collect that data, it goes into the cloud, and then, like, in 10 years ago, that guy was wanking, like, having a wank at, like, you know, on his day off
someone's
work.
going to create a fucking, like, wank app.
Yeah.
Which is, you know, like, from your personal to your work.
This guy was having a wank at, you know, he said he was sick, but he was having a wank. How sick could he have been, you know? There's just no way in hell. Like, that's what's going to happen. I don't understand, like, with all this IT, you know, with all this IT stuff, why it's so hard for the IT people to do their job. You know, IT people never complain that their job is hard and they've got to work extra time because they don't.
Do you know what? Do you know there's a thing called user design and user experience? Yeah. And the reason people have jobs in user design and user experience is because engineers can't talk to other engineers.
Yeah.
They've got no social skills.
That's right.
They can't communicate. So now they need user experience people and designers who now talk to people to make sure that it's all working. Yeah.
So I don't know what's going. So I'm going to do one more rant.
Okay, shut up for a second. I'm going to rant.
You going to rant?
The people are sick of your voice, Turch.
Right, here we go.
They have no care for you. My bank account
was hacked. Oh. Did you have to log in and two?
I had to.
You know, put your name. You know, eventually, I think banks are going to go down the route of just show us your picture of your genitals.
No,
why not? It's so much like, you know, if you can't get a picture of the genitals at this point in time, to like, that's the best way to authenticate something because you're like, I want my money. Yes, absolutely, have a picture of my dick, and then they're going to have us all by the balls, literally. It's like, well, we could, you know, you do something bad. We can not only cut off your account, we can also show your balls to everybody. It's going to be a whole thing. It's going to be a whole thing.
Oh, that's look, if that stops the hackers from getting into my bank account, then that's what we need to do. But I'm not annoyed at the hackers or the thing. I had called up the bank because I'm like, oh, fuck, I need to report this.
Yeah.
And I was in a queue, half an hour had gone by, and I'm like, I've got so much fucking work to do at the moment. Anyway, then it took me another 2 days to call the bank back. Just, right. Because I also had to mentally, like, my account had been blocked now. I can't do any, like, transactions. Like, whatever, I'll get on to them. So it was a Wednesday, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go for a walk. It's the middle of the day. I'll have my headphones in. You know, unfortunately, I've got to listen to that crappy music, but I'm like, at least I'll sort of be exercising and... Hopefully,
you're distracted. You can do something else.
Hopefully, my hour-long walk is long enough that I don't have to, you know... Yeah, I'm distracted. Anyway, I stop at a coffee shop. Yeah. Probably about 30 minutes into this walk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? It's a nice day. Support local business. So I order a coffee, and I ordered a Korean fried barbecue, you know, crispy burger.
Delicious.
Right? And I'm you know, waiting for it, and I'm still going. I've been on hold for half an hour. It's probably still another half an hour to an hour left, being on hold. Well, at the most inconvenient time for me, the bank says, "Hello, how can we help you?" And so now I've got there's other people around waiting outside for their burgers.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I don't really want to be saying my name and date of birth and all of that out loud out here.
Yeah,
right. And it was also sort of windy as well, and then my food came out while I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle of talking to the person about these transactions that are suspicious, and so I've got to be on my phone to like confirm them. And I was like, why is it right at the most inconvenient time?
Well, if anyone was watching us on Twitter, because I don't have a personal Twitter account, you do. Mm-hmm. Right, but I just use the We Only Do Take One Take Podcast one for anything that's related to me. So
excellent.
If you want to contact me, anyway, I was on the phone with my bank for half an hour, and I thought to myself, "Now I'm going to post something on Twitter, and say, hey, why the hell aren't you answering the phone on a Monday? What's going on?" And every 5 minutes, I posted another screenshot of the time. You could see.
Oh, so you're tweeting your bank.
Live tweeting the bank.
Tweeting the
I'm
bank,
like, this is good. Anyway, after 55 minutes on the phone, waiting for a home loan specialist with a bank that I have been a member of for a number of years, I just said, no, I'm giving up. That's it. Tweet. Then, not like instantly, it was like 8 hours later.
The social media team reached out to you.
And said, we're very sorry. We had less people on the phones that day because it's a public holiday. And I went, I have so many issues with this.
But it wasn't a public holiday in Melbourne.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So their headquarters, obviously, the phone is in New South Wales. So I messaged back and go, that's not acceptable. It may be a public holiday there, but you're running a national service where nationally
everyone else is at work.
I get it. If it was, Christmas Day or,
Good Friday,
Anzac Day.
Yeah.
But yes, it may be Labor Day in New South Wales, but everywhere else in the world where you have everywhere else in the country where you have multiple locations and multiple
Can I say the Labour force did a very bad job. They only got us one public holiday.
I know.
One. Unbelievable.
I know. The unions were able to negotiate for the builders a day off every month. School teachers get 12 weeks off a year. And yet me, the common man.
The common man gets one Labour Day.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I got one more rant if you want to do this.
Yeah.
Speaking of Twitter.
Yeah.
Because remember last year in October, instead of what
was
we're
I
doing,
drunk?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Instead of doing what we're doing now, which is going through conspiracy theories, we reviewed podcasts run by porn stars.
Oh, we did too.
It was good fun.
Yeah,
we had a whole bunch of guests in.
Yeah,
it was awesome, right? And because of that, the Twitter page follows those porn stars.
Yeah.
Because we tagged them and we wanted to see responses, and we got one really negative response. Remember that one porn star, and a few really positive ones.
Yeah.
And so and then we reviewed that one with the two Australian girls.
Yeah.
That was good as well. But every so often, so I'm scrolling through Twitter for research, educational purposes, seeing what our other podcast friends like Dave and
seeing what everyone's doing, yeah.
And then what pops up in our feed but a vagina? Because Twitter, you can post whatever. It's like the wild, wild west. You can't tell people to eat a cinder block, or tell people to drink poison. But you can post a giant vagina covered in cum, or you can put full pornography.
I think 90% of Twitter's porn.
I would say so.
Yeah.
That's how the internet runs, right?
Yeah.
But look, pornography is a fantastic thing. I'm not going to say it's not, but there's a time and a place when I want it, right? And 99% of my time,
You want it?
No, look, if I'm just waking up in the morning, I'll get the daily COVID numbers, and I'm just like looking for them.
Yeah.
I don't really want like at 8:30 or 9 o'clock in the morning before our first meeting of the day. I really don't want to see your vagina and then you as a porn star retweeting.
But you are following porn stars. That's what they do.
But I understand that. But they also post regular things as well.
This is on you, Turch. This is not on anyone else.
I understand that, but if I stop following them, I can't see what their responses are.
Well, you're going to need a personal Twitter account. A very conservative Turch with his very lawn porn. Just follow lawn.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
But it is funny because the
food porn.
Because I go to just
space porn.
I go to just
elephant porn. You can have any porn you want, Turch. There's all the porn out there.
You know what? I show Jess these things and
feet porn.
There's even children porn. Did you know that?
Stay away from that. I don't want to be dragged into your mess.
People just getting railed by anyway. It's I get it. They're doing their job. They're trying to sell their OnlyFans, all that sort of thing. But I can't imagine. I don't know. If you're running I think it's a two-way thing, right? If you're running a podcast,
Twitter is a one-directional. You put things out and that's it.
I don't know. I guess I just, I want to keep following them because I like to see what stupid shit.
You're just going to have to
Twitter.
accept that there's going to be porn.
I know. But
at times that you don't want to have porn.
It's so bad because I'm sitting there on the thing.
When do you want the porn? That's when you should open up the Twitter.
When I'm horny and I want to have a wank.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Okay, well,
and I have a wife, so
that's when you open up the We Only Do One Take podcast Twitter page.
But how can I see what my friends are doing, like you, on the Twitter? I know you do some spicy bants on the tweets.
Do I?
Every so often, unless it's like you. Unless it's me running that account.
Oh no! I use Twitter, but I use Twitter in a way that I just like post reminders to myself.
Oh yeah, I like them every time as
like so they're not that's not me tweeting out at the world. I'm just like, oh, that's really interesting. I want to remind myself about that.
That's funny.
Yeah, but it's mainly like anti-religious stuff. So
yeah, that's very true. Well, Kieran, that's enough rant. Unless you got another rant.
No.
Okay, we can do one of two things.
Yeah,
we can do one.
Yeah.
Talk about my Bucks night. Because I've got something to talk. Or we can go into conspiracy theories.
I want to know about this Bucks night.
All right. Well, look, I thought it would be fun. I've always thought about this idea. I thought it would be funny to go on Google reviews and find funny reviews of places and like pick something like a set of things like Subway restaurants or something, or whatever. Like, but they have to be the same but multiple, and then compare the reviews. And I thought to myself, the Bucks night's going to get replanned. How fun will this be? I will find how funny would the review, a place that would be funny to review, because it's going to be really, really good reviews, and the funniest, worst reviews are strip clubs.
Yeah.
So I got a few.
Okay.
And then...
What makes you think you're going to a strip club for your Bucks, Turch?
Because that's a natural progression. Alright, so here we go. Okay, so I've got a bunch of these reviews. Just going to make sure everything is still recording. Yeah, perfect. A bunch of these reviews. Okay, this is from Sean S. This is from 2 years ago. And I didn't tell you which strip club it is. I just thought...
Are these Melbourne-based strip clubs?
Only Melbourne-based strip clubs.
Melbourne-based
strip clubs.
If you
go strip clubs Melbourne, you will find these reviews somewhere.
All right.
Okay, 2 stars. This was at this club last month and it was okay, apart from getting dance from a girl that smelling really bad of alcohol. It was a huge turn-off, not to mention she looked really out of shape. Didn't notice till she took her top off to reveal a beer belly. Another huge turn-off. Okay, this guy here, he's Justin Jervis. He's a local guy, and he's reviewed 102 reviews. 1 star. The girls greet you with a "come for a lap dance" after half a beer, and 20 plus girls harassing us. We had to leave. Tuk-tuk drivers are less harassing than the girls here. Women were all average, and the stage show was just a girl wobbling a bit. Okay, this one, another 1-star review. Dula Baba. Okay, ready? This is a strip club review. Best bar for dark-skinned people. No one will come to you for a conversation, and you would be able to save a lot of money, and you would be able to be alone in your own thoughts with a glass of rum without any disturbances. The best strip club for Chinese. Okay, this guy here, speaking of Chinese, this guy here, Guozhang Zhu, also rated it 1 star and said, can't find it. Okay. And this last one's from Fraser. And then we go into a conspiracy. Fraser, 1 star. Awful women looked lifeless. The manager Joe was ranting about QAnon and the COVID conspiracy theories to me. I looked the club up, and the first thing that comes up is Stacey Death. I feel bad for the poor girl, never coming back. I don't want to support them. And this has 10 likes. 10 likes. Okay. And then I started to notice something. I've got one more. PJ, another local guide. I love it when they're a local guide, alright? I had a really fun time until I got spiked and I couldn't remember anything from 4:30 a.m. onwards until 12 the next day. Smiley face, 3 likes. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Anyway. Then, I was starting to collect these.
Yeah.
For this segment of the show. And then I started to notice something. Fat Doug has been to all of them. And has reviewed.
I was about to say, who's Fat Doug? But all right.
Fat Doug.
Yeah.
Has reviewed nearly all of them. All right? Here's one. All right, ready? So Fat Doug has done 14 usually and usually you can click on the reviews and find them all,
out which
but
reviews.
he's hidden that.
Oh.
So I had to manually search through all of them.
Well
I
done.
spent work paid me to do this. Okay, here we go. Fat Doug. One of the dancers called me a nerd. 1 star.
1 star. Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Fat Doug. Some hot girls, but none of them approached me. Sad atmosphere. Fat Doug. Bit depressing vibe. 3 stars. Fat Doug. 1 star. Scary atmosphere.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And this is my favorite one.
Yeah.
Fat Doug. 1 star. Girls were barely wearing any clothes. And the music was too loud. There should be a dress code, as the outfits some of the girls were wearing were extremely inappropriate. And then the best part is the
response.
The response from the manager.
Owner.
Ready?
Yep.
Funny you should mention that the girls were barely wearing anything. Our dancers do have a dress code requirement, although we are a strip club at the end of the day. Regarding the music, it's played at a level where you cannot hear someone talk next to you. It is a club, not a cafe. And the final Doug review here is here.
The final Doug review.
There we go. Some hot girls, but none of them approached me. Sad atmosphere, and that was done on another thing.
Yeah.
But I just love the fact he reviewed. I think we have like 10 or 12 female strip clubs. He reviewed like 7 of them that I could find. I'm sure there's more, but the anomaly is the female dancer strip clubs. So for gentlemen clubs, I would say, had very mixed reviews. Everything from 5 down to like 1 star.
And I'm sure it depends whether it's a Monday night or a Saturday night.
Very much so.
Yeah.
The strip clubs for females, so male dancers, all of them 5 stars across the board. There was not like usually you say like even restaurants get like someone go, oh, I didn't like the waiter or something, or like the shrimp made me sick, or there was not enough. And you would go, yeah, even like the best restaurants got 2 Michelin stars on things will have like 4-star review, or like a total, average of 4.5. Every single female strip club, like for women with male strippers, was 5-star. And I thought maybe they've got only 1 review.
Yeah.
No. Hundreds of
hundreds of reviews.
More reviews on the male dancers with 5-star than there were any other strip club for women. Amazing. So, Fat Doug, if you...
Oh, look, I'm almost waiting for the comedian friend of ours here at the We Only Do One Take podcast, Dan the Man, to do his show called Strippers.
Oh, I can't wait. That's going to be a good show.
He's really got to get onto that, because that would be amazing.
Oh, I can't wait.
Turch, conspiracy theory time.
Oh, perfect. That's what I need in my life.
Conspiracy theories is what we love. I've been on a bit of a hunt for some conspiracy theories. And I think we're doing a competition who could outmaneuver or outwin the other co-host.
I guess so. I guess it's it's always a competition.
Which, in We Only Do One Take podcast style, I'm most likely going to lose.
Now what?
But this is one that I didn't know that existed, and I had to dig a little deeper. Did you know that the CIA invented the term conspiracy theory?
Really?
Yes.
So your conspiracy theory is the phrase conspiracy theory. Amazing. Okay.
Because where does a conspiracy theory come from?
Please.
Wouldn't it just be very convenient if the CIA invented the word conspiracy theory to cover up the JFK killing?
This is a double. We've got to do both.
I know. So what's happened? The term conspiracy theory was claimed by the CIA in 1967 to disqualify anyone who questioned the official version of John F. Kennedy's assassination.
Right.
There are two versions of this conspiracy theory out there as well.
Yes.
There's an extreme version and a moderate version. And it seems like, and that makes sense because governments have conservatives and moderates and they fight each other.
Yeah.
You know, they go.
The JFK one, like, he was shot by, I can't remember the gentleman's name, from the window. And everyone thinks, actually there was a second shooter, or the actual shooter was behind the bushes.
You know, how could someone from there get that shot, get that
especially
like
target. How quick it was.
Yeah.
You know, like Jesse Ventura doesn't believe the official story, and Alex Jones doesn't, and, you know.
But it is that the CIA intentionally created its negative connotations and so turned the label into a tool of political propaganda, which they've been using ever since.
I like this. Okay. I can buy this.
Are you following this?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so where does 5G come from, Turch? The conspiracy theory about 5G. It's come from the CIA.
Really?
The CIA has invented this.
This is like, okay, tell me more. I would like to know more. You know,
you would like to know more?
Yeah. It's the Starship Troopers style. I would like to know more.
In the 1990s, the CIA leaked the radiophobia. They leaked this radiophobia, and they've leaked fears about power lines and microwaves. They've continually to leak things about 2G.
Yeah.
Right? And they've continued to pump out the conspiracy theory of unexplained dead birds.
Well, have you heard the conspiracy theory that birds aren't real? They're all drones.
Come from the CIA.
From the CIA. And power lines don't actually carry electricity. Or they carry electricity to houses, but also birds can use them to recharge themselves. That's why they stand on the power lines.
You've told me that one, yes.
It's a good one, yeah. It's all syncing up.
It is.
I think we've cracked the code.
I think we have. All right.
So that would be like doing like 9/11. That would have told people, no, this is the official story. If you don't believe it, you're a conspiracy theorist. And
so, what is the smoking gun, Turch? It's very right of you to question. Why does the CIA make conspiracy theories?
To give the illusion that the government has more power than it actually does.
Oh, that probably sounds right. There was a document that has been released from Kennedy's murder, which found that they have used the word conspiracy theory in it. And it is evidence that they use conspiracy theories to cover up the real things that happen.
So your conspiracy theory, I'm just going to get this right, is that every conspiracy theory is that the CIA claims is a conspiracy theory is actually at least partially true because the CIA wants to hide the truth.
That's right.
Because they had influence on all of it. So
correct.
The conspiracy theory that the planes didn't hit the towers or was orchestrated, but might be true because it's called a conspiracy theory, or chemtrails, or reptilian elite, or the Illuminati, or the 5 families really owning the world, or Jeffrey Epstein's death, him actually, not committing suicide. All of these things are conspiracy theories that actually are true because the CIA has claimed that they are conspiracy theories.
And the CIA
orchestrates
them all for the CIA's purposes.
So me claiming that Helen Keller.
All I know is you work for the CIA.
I know.
That's all I can gather from this now.
So Helen Keller, me saying Helen Keller was not deaf or dumb, or she was actually a secret retard or secret genius.
She was a spy.
She was a spy.
Yeah.
Obviously, because the CIA says, no, that's a conspiracy theory. You're crazy. Because of that, they actually created.
They created her because she's a spy. She's an informant getting information, Turch. Do you not see this?
You know what? You started so strong. And I was able to derail it in a way that made it sound stupid as fuck.
Yeah, I know.
I like it though. I believe that words would have to come from somewhere. And I think the Kennedy assassination is I think more people. There's going to be some stats out there where at least 50% of people have to think that who they say is the killer they don't think it's.
They don't think it's him.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was there in America.
What, the Kennedy assassination?
No, in the building where it all happened, and the library and the eerie, man, eerie.
Is that in Dallas?
Yeah,
Texas. Yeah.
Dallas, Texas.
Because he had ties to the mob as
well.
Not
massive ties to the mob.
Yeah, yeah. Because he was friends with Sinatra, and he was fucking Marilyn Monroe.
So and in with the Teamsters Union.
I heard that the reason that he was the conspiracy theory of JFK, that the reason why the CIA assassinated him is because he wanted to revert back to the gold standard of money and get rid of the Federal Reserve. That was one of his things that he wanted to do. And because the way that they got off the gold standard, they bought up all the gold. That's why Fort Knox has all this gold. And because of that, that's why they wanted him dead. Because then you see George W. Bush, all the people that became president after him, were all part of either the CIA or were in politics at that point in time, and they're the people that sort of took over.
The CIA couldn't control JFK.
No, because he was a young bloke. I think he was the youngest president they ever had.
Wasn't he 40-something?
Yeah, but you have to be a certain age to be president in the United States.
Yeah.
There's a minimum age.
Right.
I mean, look at Joe Biden. He could be 294 and still run the country, apparently. You can be as senile as you want, but you can't be too young. Can't be too fresh-faced.
Hey, Joe is a very young person.
Oh, compared to what?
He's only, 80 years young?
Oh, yeah, Look, if someone said to me, okay, who do you want to run the country, a 40-year-old man or my nonno? I'd be like, do not give my nonno access to the nuclear weapons.
I don't like him.
No, he's sitting there going, what? What'd you say? no, fuck it. No,
I could just imagine.
Did you see, speaking of conspiracy theories with Joe Biden, did you see the pictures of Joe Biden? And there's pictures of him getting he got a third jab of the...
no.
And then they zoom out, and he's not actually at the White House, he's at a White House set. Very strange.
Interesting. Turch.
Yes.
Can I? I've got to bring up the most exciting thing I've done.
Yeah, sure.
In a while. And Pornhub has released some great stats.
Oh.
So I've got two parts here. The first one is that Facebook was out last week. And with Facebook being out, Pornhub went up in its traffic by 10%.
10%. It's always a bit, because I think the 60 to 70% of traffic of the world, internet traffic goes through Facebook. So for only a 10% bump to happen at Pornhub, that's actually quite surprising.
It's quite low.
That's quite low.
But I would actually, the story I want to talk about is they've released this, and it was a couple of months ago, but they've released a tech review.
Okay.
Because you know how the porn industry is leading, sort of leads the way with technology.
Yeah.
So what's going on? Where are we heading? Not surprisingly, Pornhub has every demographic around the world coming to its website.
Yeah.
So this is the best place to find out this information. Not surprisingly, 80% of its traffic comes from a phone.
Really? That's more than I expected.
15% from a desktop and 4% from a tablet.
Wow. That's actually quite low from a tablet, I would have thought. You would have think like, oh, I got my iPad, it's bigger.
The tablet is decreasing, and so is the desktop, and the phone, compared to the year before, is increasing.
I guess phones are getting bigger.
Yeah.
And they're more discreet. You can take that into an office bathroom and have a wank.
You can, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The United States leads with the amount of phones used.
Well,
going to Pornhub.
Biggest population.
Oh, sorry, my mistake. The Philippines lead.
Really?
Yeah, sorry, the Philippines lead.
What?
Yeah. Germany has the most desktop used to go into Pornhub.
Yeah, okay.
So, all right.
Per capita, I'm guessing.
Yeah, per capita. All right, now, which is more popular, Android or Apple?
Oh, Android, for sure.
I was amazed when I looked at this. Apple is used in Australia.
Yeah.
United States, Canada.
Yeah, that's it.
That's basically it.
The world is Android.
I did not know that.
Europe is like Brazil, Europe, China, all Android.
Android.
It had to be 70-80%.
Yeah, look at that. Blue, Android.
Yeah, that's
green, Apple.
That's the world.
Yeah.
You know, even the Africans are on the Android.
I just did not know that.
I think because Android Pie, like you could buy little things, little computers that cost like $60 or something, and you can access the internet and code on them and all that sort of stuff. They're like $60, and I think at one stage we were just giving a shit ton of them to Africans to learn how to code because that's what they need.
Yeah.
You know, not food. They need
coding. Yeah,
coding. Yeah, you know.
Chrome and Safari make up the biggest web browsers.
That makes sense.
Yeah, not surprising there. Operating system. Basically,
Windows.
Sorry, on a phone is
Android.
Apple, Android, yeah. Windows, Apple. Windows is more popular on a desktop.
That makes sense.
What kind of... this is really interesting. You can actually find out the type of operating system the mobile... Like, have they got the latest update?
Yeah.
And so for Apple people, most people are using iOS 14.
That's the latest.
The latest, yeah.
Android would be all over the place.
Yeah, Android is all over the place.
Yeah.
Well, I don't even know what the hell KitKat is.
Oh, they're just they name all their versions
or Marshmallow.
They name all their versions sweets.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's really good.
Because I'm going, what? Oreo, Nougats, Marshmallow.
Yeah. And as the letters go down, so like OP, whatever P is, pie.
Pie.
That's the latest. That's more new than an Oreo.
Got it.
Yeah.
All right, so Android versus Apple searches. What's the top search for porn on Pornhub by an Android user?
Oh, tits. Oh, Android user.
This is just
lesbians.
Japan.
Japan
is the top searched term on Pornhub by Android users. What about Apple, Turch?
Oh, cuckold.
Car sex.
Car sex? What?
All right, I'll give you the top three. The top three searches for Android users: Japan, Pokemon, giant ass.
So they want to see Pikachu getting fucking a Japanese woman with a giant ass. Fantastic.
The Apple users. Here's the top three: car sex, fat ass, fingering. Is this not amazing or what?
It's amazing.
And desktop users. Are you ready for desktop users?
Absolutely.
All right, here we go. Desktop users. Windows.
Yep.
Here's the top three searches. Cartoon, virtual reality, hentai.
So just virtual...
And then the fourth one is trans with a guy.
Man.
Mac OS. Desktop users. Top three. Women. Solo male. Lesbian.
These blow my mind. Because none of these are categories that I would ever choose.
I know.
Ever.
About fifth for Mac users is scissoring.
I would love to see the comparison each year of how trends change.
Oh, it's amazing.
Because I remember years and years and years ago, like squirting was a big thing.
Mm.
And now you don't hear about that.
You don't hear about squirting. No.
Like, or I think, is there a new thing coming along where it's like girls jacking off guys with other things? Is that a thing?
Look, everything has been created on the internet, Turch. See, what will be interesting is how OnlyFans and Pornhub sort of like interact with each other over the next couple of years.
So I don't think they will. I think OnlyFans is making Pornhub want the high quality stuff, because I remember they did that big purge.
Yeah.
And only verified accounts now.
Yeah.
Whereas OnlyFans is almost the wild, wild west.
Got it.
You know? And
yeah, all right, two separate markets. So
someone who's showing their ass for $2 for a month subscription can put up whatever. Whereas someone on Pornhub, you have to be almost like an established
company.
Pornhub is almost becoming like the Hollywood. Whereas OnlyFans is your YouTube, your independent funded, and then you got all these other sites that are like BitChute, slightly below that.
So anyway, very, very interesting insights. Very, very interesting insights. You learn a lot from the stats.
The stats are great.
You learn a lot. And because they've got so many people coming to the website.
Yeah.
It's just great data. Turch, is it time for some news?
Yeah, let's do some whipping around all the old news, eh? What do you got for us?
Oh, I think we can do that. And I should have had my news articles up.
Oh, I've got one for you. Meghan Trainor, the singer, do you know her?
Who's that?
She sang that song All About the Bass.
Yeah.
She just came out and said her and her husband share a side-by-side toilet. So in her house, she decided to get two toilets side by side so her and her husband could go to the bathroom at the same time and sit next to each other. Have you ever heard of something more disgusting than that?
That's a bit weird. Why would you want to do that?
You know what? As a guy, the last place of solitude you have
is the toilet. You don't want someone else telling you off for doing toilet wrong.
That's where you have your quick wank on your phone, as the stats show. Mm-hmm. That's where you go to think. That's where you send off some spicy tweets.
The toilet is a sanctuary. It is a throne for a reason.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I was amazed by.
That man is pussy whipped.
Oh, sad times for that.
New Zealand Council ends contract with Wizard after 2 decades of service.
A wizard.
Yeah, there he is right there.
What did he do?
He's a wizard.
Yeah, well, I get that.
He is the Wizard of New Zealand. Oh. He's had his $16,000 a year contract cancelled.
16 grand a year?
By the Christchurch Council.
Yeah,
the official Wizard of New Zealand is the only state-appointed wizard in the world. And his 23-year legacy has come to an end.
Poor soul.
I know.
16 grand a year. I'll do that. I'll do it for 5. I'll stand around and there'll be a side job.
Wizard had been contracted to Christchurch City Council for the past 2 decades to promote the city through acts of wizardry and all other wizard-like services.
What does a wizard do?
That's it. He's a wizard.
So I guess
he's dressed up as Gandalf, and you're a wizard.
I was going to say, New Zealand is famous for Lord of the Rings. So obviously, he's dressing like Gandalf or something like that.
Yeah,
and going around and pretending like magic's not real. It's
Yeah. He got a letter, and in it said, "I'm concerned that your wizardry is not at the disposal of the entire nation."
Well, he's
been contracted by Christchurch Council.
But not only that. Can he even go anywhere in lockdown?
So I thought you'd enjoy that.
Oh, well, here's one for you. A startup.
Yeah.
A startup is going to offer salami grown from celebrity cells in Bible cannibalism prophecy.
Sorry, what? Are you not making any sense of that title?
Startup offers salami grown from celebrity cells in Bible cannibalism prophecy. So this is it.
Break it down for me, Turch.
Byte Labs, that's the company, offers customers a chance to turn Jennifer Lawrence or Kanye West into a delicious sausage. A religious website is warning that this is the sign of the apocalypse. So, very easy. Byte Labs advertised artisanal salamis from meat that has been lab-grown from celebrity tissue. So they get a sample of DNA of the celebrity. They grow it into some sort of meat in a laboratory, and then they cure it, and it turns into salami, and you can buy it. So if you get a DNA thing of your favorite porn star, which is,
let's just say,
Ron Jeremy and his giant cock,
you can harness a little bit of their DNA. They can turn it into a meat product for you, and you can eat the lab-grown meat in salami form. That's what this business is.
So we could do this.
Yeah. So apparently the website proposes 4 celebrities: James Franco, Jennifer Lawrence, Kanye West, and Ellen DeGeneres as potential tissue, but they're trying to get more people in, and they're really serious at this point in time. But the church, some people from the church, Israel 365 News, an outlet interprets current events through the lens of ancient religious texts, which I think we need to get more into. This Israel 365 News claims that Byte Labs technology was predicted, and claims that prophet Ezekiel predicted in the Hebrew Bible that cannibalism would be one of the signs of the coming apocalypse, with the quote, "Assuredly, parents shall eat their children in your midst, and children shall eat their parents." A prophet is quoted saying in Ezekiel 5:10. So,
I definitely not gonna. I just don't know if I can feel comfortable eating like human salami.
It's pretty, but it's not even just like some random guy. It's like, oh, you're eating. We got Kanye West's DNA. We grew it in a lab, and here it is. And that, for me, it's. I've used this metaphor more often than I thought I would this week. I heard this metaphor, and I've used it more often and it's how many times do you have to, how much of an axe do you have to change until it's no
longer an axe?
No longer the initial axe.
Yeah.
And I guess with this, it's like, we got this DNA, we grew it in a lab. How much of that is, yes, DNA-wise, it is Kanye West, but it's so removed from Kanye West, like it was never technically attached to him. Is it even
him?
Kanye So, and then if it's grown from just the DNA, is it even cannibalism at that point? Is it just a meat product? And now it's like, this is, how far away, how many parts of the axe do you have to replace until it's not the same axe? Like, if you replace the handle, is it still the same axe? If you replace the blade, is it still the same axe? If you replace both at different times, is it still the same axe?
Is it still the same axe?
It's for the same principle for this as well. But I like this guy's like, well, actually, Ezekiel said.
Good luck to them. I'm still waiting for the fridge that does 3D food printing.
Oh, like Star Trek style.
Where you're like, I want a cake, and it makes you the cake right then and there.
Yeah. You got more news? I've got some more news.
No, the rest of my news is boring.
Okay. Halloween coming up.
Yeah.
And social media is gone ballistic. Apparently, I haven't heard of it, but news sites. The Karen Halloween costume has been slammed for profiting from racism.
Oh my God! There's a Karen Halloween costume.
Apparently, white women are getting really angry, which is very funny.
You know who's getting angry? Karens.
Yeah.
People who are Karens are the one getting angry.
So look at that. It's basically just a pair of...
It's just a bunch of Karens complaining that there's a Karen.
And I'm like, yes, it's an expense at your joke because it's funny.
Yeah.
Like people dressing up.
Internet is a wonderful
thing. I love it.
So the wonderful thing.
I hope more people finally... But
I might actually participate in Halloween now.
I'm going to be a Karen. That's fine by me. And going on from that, some people think Dave Chappelle's special should be cancelled, the one that just came across. But
that should be cancelled, but yet they allow Squid Game on there.
Squid Game's great.
I've only done 2 episodes of the Squid Game. Yeah.
But the Dave Chappelle special is great.
Yeah.
Right? Because
when people say they want it to be cancelled, it needs to be promoted more.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Because the thing about it is the trans community is really upset. Because he's just like, he goes in there and says, black people, he goes, oh, this guy needs to be cancelled, right? The trans community. And he's like, well, isn't it funny to think that he compares it, like, apparently DaBaby, or as killed people in Walmart, didn't ruin his career, but he said one bad thing on Twitter about trans people, and his career's over. And he goes, and it's really funny to think that across the board, that's it. And look, white people, we're bad.
Yeah.
We've been trying to cancel black people for a long time. All minorities, right?
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, you know what I mean. I'm not white. I'm Italian. Different, right? But the thing, imagine when black people finally got their freedom, all the white people had to do was the white males had to dress up as women and say, "I'm actually a woman now. You can't say anything bad against me." They could have kept slavery going if they did this. Face it, they could have.
They could have.
Because you can't say anything bad against the trans.
No, you can't.
So if the trans said, let's get slavery back in business with the black people, well, and the black players, actually, I'm not really into that. So what, you against trans people now? Like, cancel him. So I look forward to trans slavery coming up. Slaves owned by trans.
I haven't watched the Dave Chappelle special yet.
You should.
So I'm looking forward to watching the Dave Chappelle special.
It's very good. It's very good.
Oh, but people always want things cancelled or whatever, and that's just...
It's hard to. Oh, you know who tried?
Have we been cancelled yet, or have you been hiding all the mail from me? You know what? Have you watched Frontline?
What?
Frontline.
No.
Okay, it's on Netflix. Go watch Frontline.
Yeah.
It's Rob Sitch.
Okay.
Right. Because Niall said I'm the equivalent of Mike Moore.
Okay.
In our podcast, I am to what Mike Moore is on Frontline.
Okay. I have to watch it.
You're going to have to watch it now to get that joke.
Well, Dave Chappelle, he should never be cancelled because he's one of the funniest comedians.
He's brilliant.
He's fantastic.
He's really, yeah.
But you know who tried to come out and say he should be cancelled?
Who?
What's the chick's name that did Nanette? Hannah Gatsby.
Hannah Gatsby.
Yeah, she's like, because it's bad against the trans, LGBTQ community. I'm like, bitch, like... Do you realize what the black people have had to go through for hundreds of years to get to where they are?
Just let him. You will never be able to cancel comedian. Comedians have freedom of speech, really.
Look, I'm happy for a comedian like,
And the problem is, when they get cancelled, they get bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. Because a whole other community goes, I never heard of him. Let me check him. It must be good. Must be funny.
Like, who's the guy from Saturday Night Live, Gills? He got cancelled.
Yeah.
And so would never have known that he exists as a comedian.
Found a new audience.
He gets cancelled. All of a sudden, he puts out a special. This is the guy that got cancelled. Oh, I wonder what I'm going to watch him. Yeah. Oh my God, he's hilarious.
Funny, yeah.
I'm hooked. Huge audience now.
No. Well, I'm going to end it on a fun thing. Mm-hmm. We have some of the greatest food here in Australia. And one of our things is shapes.
Oh dear God, is there a new flavour?
No, there is. There's one that probably tastes like KFC.
Yeah. What?
But they did a poll
in
Australia.
Yeah.
1,000 people
Yeah.
on social media voted for what they thought was the most delicious shape flavour.
Oh.
Now, Kieran.
So it's between pizza and barbecue.
Well, that's what I would have thought as well.
Don't tell me it's not between pizza and barbecue.
It's not between pizza and barbecue.
Okay. You know what, Turch? I'm sure there's some kind of strong correlation here between your political party that you align with and whether you're a pizza or a barbecue pizza shapes lover.
Then that works for me because I'm not...
What? Which was your favorite... I don't know this. Which is your favourite flavour?
Well, the winning flavour was chicken crimpy.
Okay, chicken crimpy is... that is acceptable.
Okay, that's my favourite flavour as well.
Really?
And that is the Libertarian Party right there.
Right, okay, because...
If you put out chicken crimpy, both the pizza guy and the barbecue guys go, actually, that's pretty good. I'm actually into that.
Yeah.
But if you put down pizza, someone goes, oh, no, where's the barbecue?
See, I like pizza.
Yeah.
I like the barbecue. I like the chicken.
Do you?
Yeah.
It's a good trio.
Yeah.
As long as you don't like the savoury or the pigs in
No,
blanket one.
I can't. Oh, God, not the pig one. The chicken one is one I will, if I start eating that, I will finish the whole box myself.
Yeah.
At least with the barbecue and the pizza, I have some self-restraint.
See, then that's the case then. Just by what you've said, chicken crimpy is your favourite. It's like a pack of chips. I could eat a whole bag of the Red Rock Deli sweet chili.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a party-sized bag built for 24 people. That's okay. I can eat it all. But if you get me like the honey soy, I like them. I can't finish the bag. Chicken crimpy, I'm in.
Well, I look forward to eating these delicious snacks at your wedding.
Well, it was between chicken crimpy and pizza. So barbecue, third place.
This is outrageous. This is something that will divide a nation.
Yeah. And then barbecue closely followed by cheese and bacon.
No one likes cheese and bacon.
And then savory, but last was nacho cheese.
Bloody socialists.
No, nacho cheese, which is surprising because that's always an underdog, I feel.
Nacho cheese, yeah.
You know, with the shapes and all that.
I don't know. It's
I don't know, but apparently there's a new one. You can get it, and it tastes like the old KFC.
As someone who's on a diet,
I'm not a big KFC guy anyway.
I always wondered how they made money because I never got it as a kid.
No,
never got it. I probably first started eating KFC when I was like 22.
Yeah, I've never. There's one down the road from me, and I walk past it every so often, like if I'm walking on that side of the train tracks, and you could be 150 meters away, and you can already smell KFC, and I smell it, and I feel sick.
Yeah, ditto.
Straight away, and I'm like, people go there and just enjoy themselves, and they're not even like a late night food thing because they close at like 10.
Yeah, they're done.
It's not like kebabs or McDonald's or whatever it is. They're like, I don't know how they do it. Oh, that's enough.
Okay.
That's enough. Kieran.
Well, thank you, everyone. For all your wanking needs, follow us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Twitter, Spotify, Twitch soon.
Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully we can do some live streams soon.
Live streams and all of that. If you have a rant you would like to rant about, this is the podcast for you. Record it. Possibly on your phone, and tweet it over to us, gram it over. Is that what they call it? Instagram? The gram?
That's pretty cool. You're hip with the kids.
Yeah, thanks. And, we'll put it on the show. Other than that, thank you, everyone, and we'll see you next Thursday.